Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Keeping Your Business on Track. We're here to bring you the education and inspiration you need to grow your real estate and mortgage businesses. Now, Nikki, what are we doing today?
We are here. We have you can obviously tell our background's a little different today. We're in this beautiful model. We're alongside Edgar Cobos of Viera Builders. Welcome, Edgar.
Hi, guys.
Thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, absolutely. No, definitely.
We're here in Sierra Cove. We're in this beautiful model. What is this model? What is this model called?
This is the Acacia. This is a 2,600 square foot, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath.
It's beautiful.
It's a nice one.
Stunning.
I was saying earlier, it feels bigger. Like it feels bigger. 2,600 is substantial, but it has a very nice living
Yeah,
space.
the first floor living here where we are now. I mean, it's nice. It's open. It's great for entertaining. There's a reason it's a model. Because it's a showstopper.
It is. Cool. It's beautiful. The design, the everything, interior. So we're here. We're going to talk about Edgar today, and we're also going to talk about Viera Builders.
Yes.
Sounds good?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Edgar. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at Viera Builders.
Again, my name is Edgar Cobos. I am a sales manager here for Viera Builders, going on about 6 years, year 6.
Shout out year 6.
Shout out year 6.
Let's go.
Yeah, no. Basically, I like to say we build homes and we sell dreams. We're super lucky to live in an amazing community, which is Viera. I live here myself, so I'm here raising a family. It's cool. I mean, helping people who are relocating. The Space Coast is booming. You guys know that. So just meeting people from all over the country, relocating out here, and just getting them settled into a nice home, good schools for their kids. I think overall the community aspect of this is great for families. I mean, we are ranked this past year as the 13th master plan community in the country. Wow. So we are in the top 15, which is actually amazing. Shout out to Eva Ray for that information. But yeah, we're here. We're building. We're not stopping anytime soon.
I think it's undeniable. Viera is a community. I mean, it's right down from the kids that drive their golf carts to the school,
Oh my God, yeah.
to the town centers,
Yeah.
to all the master plan communities. It's just been incredible to watch it grow. Now, before we get going, I do have to mention we kind of laughed at the 6 years because you guys have a little story about that. I think we
do.
Started the same time.
Yeah. So Edgar and I had just started with Morgan Financial in February of 2017.
17, yeah.
And came out and did my roundabouts and wanted to meet all of the sales managers. And then I walk into the Carrington model at the time. And then I met Edgar. And he was there, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, just as I was, I think.
Yeah, because I had just started in March of 2017. And it's just like we found out that we were kind of both very new in both of our industries. And I think ever since then, it's always been a cool kind of relationship and friendship and just what we've kind of made it into now to where we are today. I know.
And I can attest to that.
It's really cool.
Watching you both grow.
We've grown together.
Grow your family too.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
And you too.
Yeah. 1 boy, 2 boys.
Yeah.
Also, too, a crazy story is Joe. I remember meeting Joe in the caboose years ago when my in-laws purchased a house in Shelford. So,
right.
He did the loan?
I believe so.
Someone at Morgan Financial did?
Definitely. We've kind of talked about it, and I'm not sure if it was him, and he can't either confirm. But just knowing that, I was there, when they closed, not knowing where we were going to be in the future, to the type of relationship we have now is, it's cool. It's very
Look
cool.
at us, full circle. Full circle at the round table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So, Joe, do you want to start us off with a question for Edgar?
Yeah. Well, look, Viera Builders is a dominant force, right? They've built this master plan community, but what really sets Viera Builders apart from other builders? Because people can choose where to live, right? But a lot of them choose here. Why do you think that is?
Community, I think, is the biggest thing in terms of just being able to live in just an area that has such a huge amount of growth, both from a housing sector, commercial growth, retail growth. I think anybody who knows about this area and just Brevard, that some of the biggest economic growth is going to come here to Viera. The schools, A-rated schools. This particular community, if you like to be outside, there's walking trails. Just from where we're sitting right now, we can walk to maybe 4 different parks, you know, for kids and for families. There's a roller hockey rink not too far from here. Our clubhouse, which is going on about, I think, 2 years now that it's been open, pools, tennis courts. It's a lifestyle, I think, most importantly. So, you know, when people are thinking about kind of moving to this area, whether it's for job or whether it's maybe they're moving from South Florida or moving from beachside, I think people just really want to be a part of this community and this lifestyle, and we build good homes. I think that's really what it comes down to. The service, the quality of the homes that we build, standing behind the quality. We were just talking about that in terms of the warranties. It's very full circle. Like I said, I live here. I love it. I'm 2 minutes from my office, which is kind of, you know,
Tough commute.
Tough commute. Yeah. So overall, you know, and I tell everyone, because when they're buying a house, a lot of people think about resale value, right? You know, do I need to have a 4th bedroom? Do I need to have this and that? And I always tell people, yes, you know, that's important. But to me, the resale value is Viera, right? That's the resale value that you're going to have.
Location.
It's the location. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I think back, I mean, Morgan Financial's been doing business with Viera Builders for over a decade.
Yeah, a long time.
Over a decade now. I mean, but I will tell you this, I told you this before, and it wasn't just lip service. Look, there's going to be problems. Small. There's always problems.
Yeah.
If there's humans involved, there's going to be issues. But it's how you take care of those issues. And I found that in the past decade, I've only heard of a few problems. I'm not just saying that because you're saying that.
No, I know.
And I've only heard of a few problems. But the client, the person you're building a home for, every single time, you know, Viera has taken care of them in a fair way, and which I find to be one of the big selling points for Viera. Like, I have no problem saying, oh yeah, Viera is a great company. They'll take care of you. You know, have you seen that to be the case? I mean, being here for 6 years now. So
yeah, I mean, nothing's perfect.
Nothing's
right?
perfect.
We are flawed as humans, right? But I think having just been, you know, through the experience, not only for myself, but as a company, you know, from, I think we're going back to 2006 when Viera Builders started. I mean, they've fallen and they've gotten back up. You know, there's always going to be issues, right? But it's not something that we're going to shy away from, right? We'll take responsibility and we'll make sure that, you know, when it's all said and done and you get your closing letter and you move into your house, you're moving into, you know, a great home. And again, we are our 2-year warranty, which we were talking about before, I think for us is a huge selling point for the homes that we sell, because I don't know what other builders do in the area. I've heard some do 1, but we're firm on our 2 years from what I call like a bumper to bumper like warranty, right? We have a 10-year third-party structural warranty. That warranty is actually transferable. So if you sell your house within those first 10 years, that's also a pretty good selling point. But shout out to our warranty department. They do a great job in terms of dealing with our customers. And just listening, I would say, is one of the biggest things when we deal with customers, setting the expectation, but also, you know, they're not in the construction, you know, business, right? They come from different walks of life, and I'm talking about the buyers. So they might see something to their eye that they think, oh my God, you know, this is a big deal. And it's our job to set the expectation, but to also educate them on, you know, it's okay. It's normal, but listening to what they have to say, not just, you know, kind of trying to defend Viera Builders. No, we have to listen to, I think, what they're saying, and then say, we're going to find a solution for it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Another thing too, I know that Viera Builders just, you know, in my 6 years, another thing that I love is they listen to what their clients' feedback is. And, you know, if there's something in one of the models that, you know, might not make sense and they get enough feedback on it, Viera actually will go above and beyond and change that model for future homes, and adapt and kind of change to what the client's needs are, which I think is incredible.
So Yeah, I mean, there's been certain floor plans that we have built in several different communities, and just like Nikki says, if there's a way for us to take a good plan and make it into a great plan, based off of customers who are living in the home and say, man, I wish this home maybe just had an option to make a walk-in shower in one of the bathrooms, or to add, can it have a study? Little things that we 100% take, the really good feedback from buyers. And I mean, I can give you a list of homes that what I would call like a second and third generation that now have, some of those changes. And it's the way it is because they're living in the house, right? So who better to give us the feedback than somebody who's living in it, right?
That's
so
awesome.
yeah.
Right. So speaking of a lot of design, in the many years that Viera's been in business, design has changed, improvements to homes. So what are some of the top design trends that you've seen, and how has Viera kind of embraced them?
So trends change, right? I think when I first started in 2017, around that time, for instance, countertops, like your kitchen island, the bar height was super popular.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody had like a
The
bar,
tables
correct.
yeah.
Whereas then it took a drastic change and everybody was doing like a counter height, countertop, right? And then from there, it kind of really, we transitioned. Like quartz is super popular now because it's pretty. Not to say granite's not pretty, but quartz is taking a pretty styles are changing. There's also, I mean, our design studio has been overhauled in the last, I think, 2 years. We've introduced new products, a lot more options to choose from now, and just the overall processes. We have a program in some of our custom communities that's called Our Plans, Your Ideas, where in that certain custom community, you can meet with an architect and maybe kind of make some changes to the actual floor plan. So that's something we introduced that was really big. Gourmet kitchens, right? And again, some of our communities where you'll have upgraded appliances, somebody maybe likes to cook, we can make sure that their kitchen kind of fits their needs. We're doing power pantries down in Pangea. We're starting a pool. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta know. What's a power pantry? I want to know more about it.
Power pantry, what we're doing now is it's pretty much where you can add like a dishwasher into your pantry. You can add an extra sink. So if you do a lot of entertaining, it's just kind of like an area where it's helpful. So if you like to if you like to party, and have people at home, a lot of cool things that our design team and both management is just every year they're we have to keep the pendulum swinging. We can't just kind of stay stagnant. And I think that for me is what's exciting. Selling the homes, it's that every year there's something new that we can offer the buyers. I was telling you before, we're starting up pools now. So that's going to be pretty cool too.
I've seen Viera's been on the forefront, in my opinion, of design. They've done some really cool communities. And I'm drawing a blank, the community right across from the avenues that...
Arrivas Village.
Arrivas Village.
Yeah.
That product, when it came out, I remember they showed me the floor plans. I'm like, I don't have that kind of vision. I can't see it. Yeah. And then the sales were started, they were started a little slow. But once that thing got going, man, and people saw, like, look, I got my own house, zero lot line. I don't have to worry about maintenance and all these things.
Correct.
And that thing sold like wildflower.
Yeah.
Wildfire, okay? Not wildflowers. That would be cool. There's wildflowers everywhere. Beautiful. But wildfire. And then, but that was on, like, there wasn't any community like that in here, in town. And then, doing the separate room, when you entryway, I can't remember that model.
Into the courtyard.
There's been a lot of cool designs that they've done. So that's neat. And, when you walk in these models, it's like there's every detail is there. So very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that community was a little bit before my time. I came in kind of at the latter end of that community. It's a unique community. It's a certain lifestyle, I think.
I heard they have a good time there.
They have a good time there.
A lot of pilots in there.
Shout out to Rivas, yeah.
I think we did a lot of loans for pilots in there.
And we're still building that product in Reeling Park, north and south.
Yep.
Which again, it's a product that has been time and tested. So it's great. I mean, it moves very well. In terms of it sells very well. And yeah, I mean, it's really, really nice product.
Cool.
Awesome.
So obviously you've had what 6-year career here, you've actually seen a cycle within that 6 years.
Yeah.
But what's been your favorite part about your career and the job that you do? What's your favorite part?
I think for me, the biggest thing is that actually being able to have the opportunity to live in the community is that once you kind of sell a home, your job is not really done, right? It's not like you just kind of close on a home and say, see you later. I'm seeing my buyers at the clubhouse. Some of our kids attend the same schools. I think that you're building community, right? And you're helping people kind of adjust to a certain area, whether they're coming from out west, whether they're coming from the Northeast, whether they're coming from overseas, right? I think one of the biggest things is the transition for people sometimes having to kind of move to a new area where they might not know people. So I like to be able to kind of have also that a slightly different relationship in terms of also, yes, we're building a home for you, but also, we're here to help you transition into the neighborhood and just, general, help in the community. And so I think for me, it's just the biggest joy has been really kind of building homes for families and then talking to them a couple months later and they love it here. I think that's kind of one of the coolest things because it makes me know that I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I think it says a lot. I know it's not always a reality that you can live where you sell the homes, but the fact that you and your family do live here, you've chosen Viera and your parents or your extended family.
Yeah, my wife's whole family lives here in Viera.
And you're a 2-time buyer
Yeah.
of Viera Builders.
Yeah. Drink the juice fully.
She liked it so much you bought twice.
Yes,
Yeah, so-
absolutely.
It'd be like if you didn't, it'd be like you work at Chevy, but you drive a Ford.
Yeah,
Like that'd be weird.
Yeah,
I
that
think
makes sense.
Yeah, very early on, when I started, I kind of, it didn't feel right saying to myself, well, I'm gonna, sit in these models, sell this lifestyle, but then I'm gonna drive 20 minutes, south of Brevard or somewhere.
It's not always a reality for everybody.
Correct.
but
I had to
nice.
I just felt like I had to fully immerse myself into the lifestyle. And now having, lived or purchased 2 of the homes, seeing the process also from the buyer side and also now from my side, there's also been ways where I can sympathize with buyers too, right? And give them, certain, not only from a professional standpoint, but also letting them know other parts of the process that I feel like, even that we can get better in doing as a company. So,
Well, it gives you a lot of credibility to say, look, I've been through this process just like you. I've experienced the same
absolutely.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So most of our audience is realtors. So with that being said, I know, inventory has changed over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Does Viera have inventory right now? And if so, what does that kind of look like?
Yes, absolutely. I think we are slowly getting back to pre-COVID type of market here in Viera.
A normal market.
A normal market,
Normal.
right?
No lotteries
I get,
or-
and I know a good amount of realtors in this area, and I get calls and texts, and they're just like, how is it? Is it slowing down? And I just say it's back to normal.
Yeah.
Right. It's
good.
kind of, which is great. We had to kind of, we had a rough couple of years, as everybody did. But I think the fact that we're still here and the inventory is coming back. So to answer your question, yes, there's inventory in both Sierra Cove. I would say in most of our communities. Nothing. We might have a couple homes that are maybe, semi move-in ready, but most of the inventory that we have is probably 6 to 8 months out still.
Yeah, but that's not bad.
No,
Way
so
different than-
summer completion where you can kind of move in, but at the same time, let us build a house for you too,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
And now we're in a market where there's no lottery, there's no highest bidding. You can actually come in, sit down. We can find the best floor plan that's going to fit you and your family, and then say, well, let's find you a lot that's also going to, be a good location. So having the ability to offer somebody, so what's your time frame? Do you need something sooner than later, or do you have time to build? Great, because we can pretty much accommodate both options for you right now. So
Yeah, and obviously our realtor community, they're a big part of the business we do, but also
God.
with you. And so look, I know Viera works well with builders. With other realtors. But do you want to talk about that? Mention anything?
Yeah, I think Well, I'm a realtor myself, right?
Right.
I do have to be licensed to be here. Some people, they're like, "Really, you're real?" I'm like, "Yes, yes." But I think for us, our biggest, one of our biggest lifelines is our realtor partners, and the relationships that we have with these realtors. I think they're the ones who are out there kind of, with the buyers and then bringing them in to, visit new construction. And I think for us, building those relationships, we pay a 3% co-broke, which I think is, I'm pretty sure they're always pretty happy about that. We want to take care of the realtors. We want to incentivize them as much as possible. They're a huge part of our business. I've worked with a ton of them. I know a lot of them out there. And yeah, let's keep doing deals. Let's keep working in good faith, right? Always. And I think, yeah, without them, we would still be, successful. But the realtors, for us, especially in this area where you have a lot of people relocating for jobs in the aerospace industry, the realtors are doing a great job at also presenting this product, because they have to also pitch it to their client. Hey, I know you might want to live maybe beachside or here, but let's go look at new construction in Viera. I think you're going to like it. And I've been blessed to, again, have some really good relationships with some good realtors who I've been working with. And still, I want to work with more realtors, because one deal that you do with a realtor, it's just going to kind of, then they have other people in their offices. So it's an integral part of what we do. Realtors are super important.
So with that being said, what are some ways that you add value as Edgar to your referral partners and your realtor partners?
Well, we're the ones building the house, right? I think for the most part, the realtor or the agent who's coming in and bringing us a client, they're confident that they're bringing their buyer to an expert who's going to explain to them, the build process. Because our goal is to make this process as enjoyable as possible. It's stressful, especially if you think about you're moving from wherever you're moving from, uprooting your family to come here. We want to be able to make this experience an enjoyable one. So a lot of it is just the education portion of it. Maybe I think even in general, right? Maybe there's people out there who also are like, how do I even buy a house? Right?
Oh,
how do I even apply for a mortgage?
Absolutely.
Let alone saying, how do I build a new house? Like, is that even possible? Like, what's the down payment structure? Like, how do I qualify for something like that? So education for us is basically the realtor bringing them into our office, us, sitting down with them and really just kind of going over our process. And typically it's always like, wow, that's not, I can do this.
But you make it
like,
easy for them.
Of course. Like that's what we want to do. We want to pretty much just say, come in, let us, we're going to take care of your client.
You guys have done this a couple times before.
Yes.
You have a good process. I've seen the map of your process.
Yeah.
It is helpful.
Yeah.
Because it could be a daunting task when you're thinking, I don't even know if I want to do this. And then
it's scary, right? There's it's nervous. I mean, people, I think anything with change and if it's new, right, you're always going to be a little bit apprehensive to the whole process.
But that's what's cool is that, I don't know if you use that still, but the map out with the flow.
Yeah.
But that
I still
simplifies.
use it. Yeah, I still use it.
It simplifies the process.
100%.
You're like, look, it's not as daunting. We'll walk you through it.
Yeah,
We've done
yeah.
this before.
Yeah, it's almost like I have a joke that I say with some of my close realtor friends, and it's almost like bring them in, drop off your client, and it's like a builder daycare or like right, drop them off. We're gonna take care of them for you, and you can pick them up at closing. But because we're here to help, right? And the other realtor, when we work with the realtors, they have obviously the best interests of their client as well, and we want to make sure that we're also kind of doing our part and making sure that the client feels happy, and also that the realtor knows that the client's in good hands.
Well, you might, to your point earlier, you might see them at Publix. You might see them at the pharmacy or out at lunch or Long Doggers.
All the time.
And you don't want to have to hide from them.
No, of course not.
And you probably say, hi, how's it going? And they're like, great, I love the house. It makes it pretty easy.
No, that portion of it, it's like I can't hide from it.
Right,
There's no way.
Got skin in the game.
I wouldn't be able to go anywhere. And I like to go out. I like to eat. There's a lot of cool places to eat around here. So for me, it's I fully stand behind what we do. I'm confident in our process, in our products, and also in the service that I'm able to provide. Yeah, I'm not hiding. No.
Nope.
Yeah, I think it says on the billboard too. Doesn't it say live, work, play?
Yeah,
You really
absolutely.
took that to heart.
100%.
You really were like,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
going all in.
Absolutely. And I've both of the homes I've purchased have been with Morgan Financial.
Shout
Thank
out. No, we appreciate it always.
Yeah.
Speaking of future of Viera Builders, what's on the horizon? What's to come for Viera Builders?
Man, so there's stuff we can talk about, right?
know.
And
This
there's
is- I always-
potentially
I-
some stuff we can't talk about.
Let's
but
talk about
I always
stuff
want
we
to
can talk about.
I'm like,